First, it was in decorative arts and interior design, Rococo style. Then its influence spread in architecture, sculpture, theatre design, painting, etc. Okay. Pastel color palette, elaborate ornamentation, as you can see. Okay. It often the artworks often depict the themes of love, classical myths, youth, and playfulness. Okay. Very Greek and Roman influence. Georgian architecture style. Okay. Rigid symmetry in building, as well as window and door placement. There is no order is maintained everywhere. Brick, stone, or stucco, hip roofs, dormers are used. Window decorative headers. Okay, here it's not there, but door you can see. Okay, entrance embellishments like pediments, arch tops, and ogee arches. Okay, these are the pediment ogee arches which we have done before. Modern, lack of ornament. Any modern one you see, many of them, the lack of ornaments is very visible. Okay. Emphasis on rectangular forms and vertical and horizontal lines. Use of modern materials. Flow of indoor and outdoor is smoothened. Generous use of glass and light. Italianate, 2 or 3 stories, low pitched roof, widely hanging eaves, overhanging eaves. Okay, large decorative brackets under an ornamental cornice. Tall, narrow windows. Okay, almost often on commercial buildings. Commonly arched or curved above. You can see here. An occasional square cupola or tower. Elaborate wraparound porch. Okay. Neo-modernism. Simplicity is the main part of neo-modernism. Okay. But with simplicity, it also goes for a spectacular and dramatic. Okay. In simplicity only, they are incorporated. Neoclassical. It is characterized by grandeur of scale, simplicity of geometric forms, Greek, especially Doric, okay, or Roman detail, dramatic use of columns. Okay, see, Romans are used for meaning are famous for their domes and arches. You can see dome here, you can see an arch here, but they have columns also. So you can say that it is an amalgamation of that. Along with that, there are decorative parts here, as you can see. So you can see the Rococo influence on the arches, sorry, on the domes. You can see that it is embellished. Okay, colonial. The Georgian colonial, Italian colonial. It goes on with the place it is used in. Okay? Both exterior and interior are traditionally arranged according to strict symmetry. Which other architectural style had strict symmetry? We just saw.
Georgian.
Yes. Okay. This all begins with a centrally located entrance. Okay. Entrance always in the center. Most of them, as you can see, they're all in the center. Flattened columns. This is an important part for this one. Neoclassical. Okay. Pilasters, shallow columns borrowed from Greek architecture. Okay. They often adorn the home's front elevation. Front elevation means what it looks like from the front part. Okay. The windows are traditionally double hung and multi-paned. Okay. Typically 9 or 12. That is not important. Okay. Dental moldings are there. Pedimented dormers sometimes jutted from the roof. These. Okay. These are the colonial. This is a colonial house. This is a Georgian colonial. Art Deco. Its main characteristics are heavy geometrical influences, triangular shapes, zigzags, trapezoidal shapes, straight and smooth lines, loud, vibrant, and even kitschy colors, meaning vibrant. Okay, streamlined and sleek forms, sunburst or sunrise motifs, exaggerated curves as in not the part of the building, but the decor. As I've said, straight and smooth lines. Hard edges, low reliefs, stepped forms. Okay, these, as you can see, they have ziggurat pattern. As I said, it is the same design, but it is going inwards, converging towards the center. Okay. This is a ziggurat pattern. It's a very important part of identifying Art Deco. If it is a design is like this, not the shape of it, but the pyramidal structure where the stages are, okay, converging. That is a Art Deco style. Jacobean. Okay. They use flat roofs with window bays. Okay, long galleries with Tudor arches and gables. Okay. Floors are made of wood. Very heavy emphasis is given on the floors, so that they don't look used much. That's why they use patterns of different styles. Okay, often in dark colors. This is a typical Jacobean. Okay, brutalist. Here, function over form is form. This one is principle is used. Okay, rough, unfinished surfaces, unusual shapes, heavy looking materials, straight lines, and small windows. Okay? This is the one where it's is for high demand places. Okay? Double height ceilings, exaggerated slabs, predominantly monochrome palette. Okay? Buildings prioritize function over form. Okay? These kind. This is a, kind of an example piece. They won't look always like this. They usually look like this. Okay? One of the masterpieces of brutalist movement. Okay, Baroque. Baroque architecture, 16th century Italy, it was originated there. Okay, then it spread to other places until 18th century. Okay. Complex architectural plan shapes, often based on the oval. Okay, it uses a large amount of, it uses large amount of space to heighten the feeling of motion. Okay. It includes grandeur, drama, and contrast, especially in lighting. Okay, dizzying array of rich surface treatments. It may be color, pattern, design, whatever. Twisting elements and gilded stature. Architects unabashedly apply bright colors and illusionary, vividly painted ceilings. Yes, we did. We saw yesterday the Saint Basilica. It's very dramatic, as you can see. Contemporary, unconventional materials. Okay, bright open. This one, harmony with nature, open floor plans, composition and volumes. If nothing, it's huge. This is a contemporary style home. Okay? Domestic building. Beaux-Arts. Again, this includes pilasters, balconies, columns, cornices, pilasters. Many of the architectural designs and features are used. Okay, it's one of the most elaborate kind of architecture. Okay? They don't build like this anymore because it is in a grand scale. Okay, see, lavishly decorated with sculptures, wax, medallions, flowers, shields, the whole nine. Yeah. Okay. Interiors will often have a grand stairway and opulent ballrooms. Large arches rival the ancient Roman arches. Okay. They are bigger than the Roman arches. Also, I've heard of some buildings, obviously old, that have multiple ballrooms based on the occasion. If it's a private party, something else. If it's a public party, bigger one. But all similarly decorated, meaning huge. Futuristic is sharp edges, strange angles, triangles, domes, and so on. There is not a specific type, actually none of them have, but futuristic is something which we have not encountered till now. Okay, so any future planning which is unusual can be categorized under futuristic. Tudor, okay, see, they are a secular architecture, lavish use of half timber work. Okay, very few architectural styles use timber. Okay, this is one of them. All of them will be local for domestic. Bay windows, complex roofs with many gables, okay. Chimney treatments, brickwork, frequently in pattern. Okay. The interiors have rich paneled wood paneled walls, lavish use of molded plaster work to decorate ceiling, cornices, and walls. You can see here. Okay, most of it is timber. 2 or 3 stories it has, and elaborate.
Ma'am, timber
Uh,
is wood.
yes, it's a kind of wood. Okay, Gothic. I thought we are starting from this. See, Gothic. While the Gothic style can vary according to location, age, and type of building, it is often characterized by 5 key architectural elements: large stained glass windows. Tudor once again. Okay, fine. Tudor style, a lavish use of half timber work. Okay, large groups of rectangular windows, rich oriel or bay windows. Okay. Complex roofs with many gables, interesting and sometimes fantastic chimney treatments. Okay, they do artwork in chimney also sometimes. Brickwork, okay, mostly more frequently in patterns. Okay. Interiors are made of richly paneled wood paneled walls. Okay, lavish use of molded plaster work to decorate ceilings, cornices, and walls. Okay. See the chimney here, like that. Okay, it's not a simple chimney. They have done artwork in that. Yeah, Gothic. Large stained glass windows, pointed arches, as you can see. Ribbed vaults, you'll see what ribbed vault mean. Flying buttresses and ornate decoration. Okay. No, no, no. Okay. Gothic, can you guys tell me what is your general interpretation of Gothic? Hmm? Guys, have you guys never seen in, those shows?
Gargoyles are used.
Sorry, what is used?
Gargoyles.
Gargoyles, yes, yes. Gargoyles, dark. Uh, I won't say brutal. It's raw.
Rose window.
Huh?
Rose window.
Rose window. Okay. Hmm. Okay. Pointed arches. Okay. Ribbed walls. I had lots of walls here. Just a second. See. Barrel vault. Okay. It's mostly a semicircle. Ribbed walls. Okay. Longitudinal ridge rib. Okay. It has. Okay, if you can understand it. Okay. You can say that these two are halves and curved. Then there are 4 such sections. Okay. This is a fan vault. Okay, it's flat on the top, some part portion of it. Then it slides around in panels. Then this is the groin vault. Okay, it points. The center point is there. Then it is converted into 4 equal parts. So rib vault is this. Rib vault. From the interior, it looks like this. Okay. Rib vault is in order to incorporate higher ceilings and taller windows into the design. Gothic architects utilized a new method of structural support called ribbed vaulting. Ribbed vaulting involves the use of intersecting barrel vaults, arches placed parallel to one another in order to support a rounded roof. Okay, arches are parallel to one another to support the rounded roof. Okay. Basically, it looks rounded. Yeah. Flying buttress. See, Gothic architects employed another unique method of structural support, flying buttress. Okay. These projecting stone structures reinforce the buildings by redistributing the weight of the heavy roof to a lower, more solid level. These are flying buttresses. Okay, in just a second, I'll show you what buttresses are. Then you'll get sense of what is flying buttress. Okay. Mm. This is a buttress. Okay, it takes the weight of the wall and distributes it evenly on the floor or next roof. Okay, as in this case. Okay. Now, what does flying buttress mean? Or this one, same thing. Okay. It takes the buttress is taken, but it doesn't go to the next floor. It goes to another pier, which goes to the floor where the weight is distributed. Okay. Okay. A final feature found in Gothic architecture is the presence of ornate decorative elements. These includes embellished colonnades and colonnettes, sculptural moldings, statues of saints and historical figures, pinnacles and spires, gargoyles, grotesque figures that double as waterspouts. Okay. Now, which of the terms do you guys know? Gargoyle, spire, pinnacle. You okay? Virti knows what pinnacle is, or are you asking? Devesh said gargoyle and
I
spire.
know it, ma'am.
You know it? Okay, very good. Okay, first we'll see pinnacle. Pinnacle is this part. Okay, this part. It is an ornamental piece which goes on top of a you can say a turret maybe spire or simply just a parapet. Okay, what does spire mean? Okay, Divyesh also knows. So, Divyesh, can you tell me what spire is?
Like the one below pinnacle, ma'am.
one below pinnacle. This one?
Yeah.
Yeah. These are slender forms of, okay, I'll read it. Okay, better. Slender, elongated form that was a spectacular visual culmination of the building. Very poetic. Just this one. Okay, just write it. Okay. Colonnades. I want to tell you guys, but you guys won't remember it because there are a lot of terms now. Okay, so after we finish this, I'll give you the work of finding the terms. That time you'll understand. Okay. When the architectural styles are finished, this also the same document also has types of homes. One of the student had asked when it will be available in the app. I'll send all of it in the app to Gaurav sir. He will put it. Okay. Now tell me, should I do a separate document of types of homes and then architectural styles, or everything in one is good enough? Convenient?
Separate.
Separate?
Yes, ma'am, separate.
Okay. Okay. We'll see how many of you want separators on this one. We'll see this one. Okay. Next is organic. Organic architecture is a philosophy of architecture which promotes harmony between human habitation and natural world through design approaches so sympathetic and well integrated with its site that buildings, furnishings, surroundings become part of a unified, interrelated composition. Okay. Now, organic architecture is not exactly an architecture style because this is more of a form of living, way of living, I can say. Okay, according to me at least, it is so that the building which is built, okay, should have a relation between good relation between human and nature, such that, okay, it should have such a relation that it is unified. It shouldn't be separate. Okay, or the whole building, all parts of it should be so integrated into the nature that it feels like one thing. Okay. Now, the characteristics of organic architecture: simplicity. Organic architecture is simple because its scheme and design are clear. Okay, it is you can say the architecture style of organic form is influenced by nature. Okay, nature. The creative possibilities of form, color, pattern, texture, proportion, and rhythm are all demonstrated in nature. Okay, organic architecture does not imitate nature, but is concerned with natural materials, the site, and the people who will occupy the buildings. They are saying it doesn't necessarily mean the materials and the design should be taken from nature, though that most of the times that is what happens. But the more of natural materials, site use. Okay, uh, suppose they're building an organic building, okay, a house in a forestal area, say. Okay, the house, you cannot build the house in the middle of a river. Why? Because that disrupts the flow of nature in its habitat. Correct. If it is done near the water, it is fine. Are you understanding what I mean? Building and site, the two have a very special relationship in organic architecture. The building grows out of a landscape as naturally as any plant. Okay, its relationship to the site is so unique that it would be out of place elsewhere. Meaning, the house, what is this house? Not house, building.
Falling water.
Correct. Falling water, flat
Falling
or dry.
water.
Correct. They're saying, see, if you see the house or in its natural habitat as we are seeing it, the stones on which it is built, the stones that they use, it is not, but it looks as if it has grown out of the nature. Okay, that is the key feature of organic architecture. Next, proportion and scale. The human body should be the measure of a building and its furnishings. Ornament, these are an integral part of building. They are not added on, stuck in, or unduly exposed. Sculpture and paintings have to become elements of the total design. As much furniture as possible should be built in. Okay, the proportion of the building must be a human related. It cannot be exaggerated like postmodern, contemporary, postmodern, neo-modern buildings where the buildings are out of proportion. It cannot be like that in nature because then it will look odd. Okay, that is something we are trying to avoid. The sculpture and paintings have to become elements of the total design. It should not be added on, stuck, or unduly exposed. Meaning, you have to make sure about the I can say harmony between the nature and the artwork used. Okay. This is another example for organic architecture. Okay. Doesn't it look like it belongs there? Okay, Hellenistic architecture. What this means is Hellenistic architecture, in a manner similar to Hellenistic sculpture, focuses on theatricality, drama, and the experience of the viewer. Okay. Now, these Hellenistic architecture is more of, I can say, an exaggerated form of Greek architecture. Okay. See, public spaces or temples were created with the people in mind, and so were built on a new monumental scale. Okay. The theatricality, drama, okay, it mostly depends on the size of the building, always. Okay. If you see a building which looks small, I mean normal, it doesn't look dramatic from outside. It may be on the inside, but not so outside. But that's why Hellenistic architecture, I've not written it in detail because it mostly deals with Greek architecture, Greek mainland. See, center of culture shift from the Greek mainland to the wealthy, lavish cities of the Hellenistic monarchs in the east. It is mostly an exaggerated version. Okay. Pergamon in Asia Minor, altar of Zeus at Centrate. Okay, Romanesque architecture. The defining features of it. Romanesque architecture of the Middle Ages can be defined as having these following features. Stone used in Romanesque architecture was cut with precision. Okay. Sometimes when you see old castles and all, okay, it looks as if it has not been cut with precision, but this has been taken care of. Okay. That is the main feature. Okay. Next, the use of Roman arch led to the stone being supported in the middle by the arch construction. Okay, meaning the not here. Okay. The use of Roman arch, meaning the arch type, okay, led to the stone being supported in the middle of by the arch construction. In the middle, you can see this stone has been supported by the arch. Buttresses were introduced as a means of support to the basic design. Yeah.
Can you explain the last point with
The
another?
use of Roman arch.
Yeah.
Another example.
Uh,
Okay. Wait, I have to search that. Okay, I'll explain this after getting this. Buttresses were introduced. Okay, then vault was developed to enable the construction of stone roofs. Barrel or tunnel vaults consisted of a continuous surface of circular, semicircular, or pointed sections resembling a barrel or a tunnel, which has been cut in half lengthwise. Okay. Groin vaults were produced by the intersection at right angles of two barrel vaults. Okay. This is very specific. Don't worry, I won't ask this in this much detail. Arches of groin vaults were either pointed or round. Next, Swiss chalet type. This is a typical Swiss chalet style of building. Okay. Now we'll see the feature. Gabled roofs with wide eaves, as you can see, wide eaves. Okay. Exposed construction beams, including large brackets. What is a bracket?
Ma'am, the one which holds it.
Correct. Yeah, which holds the eave. Okay. Decorative carving and moldings. Okay, this is a sketch of it, so you can't see the decoration exactly, but it is there. Large windows. Okay, large windows. Large. Weatherboarding, usually painted often in bright colors. Weatherboarding. Bay windows are there. Large carved bracket, as you can see. Decorative wooden banding. Here you can see. Stuccoed upper stories. The upper stories are usually here. It is exposed construction. Weatherboarding. Yep. What does weatherboarding mean? What does it mean? I mean, the word itself.
To withstand the weather, ma'am.
Yes, to withstand the weather, what they do is a set of boards is applied, okay, across the bottom of a door, okay, so that the water doesn't enter the building. This is done where extreme weathers are done. For example, snow infested areas. Okay. Okay. There is a house also. Okay. I see a house which will explain. So, this is a modern Swiss chalet house. Okay, some of the features may not be there, but see, exposed construction beams. Can you see these? That is what they. Okay. Any doubt? Parametricism. The term was coined in 2008 by Patrick Schumacher, an architectural partner of Zaha Hadid. Okay. Parametricism has its origin in parametric design, which is based on the constraints in parametric equation. Do you guys know what parametric equation means? Heard of? Uh, yeah. So basically, what it means is, if say suppose it's parametric equation of a circle, okay, the values grow to the quantities of the circle x and y coordinate, suppose, or radius. Okay, they're all represented as functions. Okay, of one or maybe more independent functions, which are called parameters. Based on those functions, the equation of the circle is determined. Okay, that is a parametric equation. Don't worry about it. Okay. It relies on programs, algorithms, and computers to manipulate equations for design purposes. Aspects of parametricism has been used in urban design, architectural design, interior design, and furniture design. Okay. Proponents of parametricism have declared that one of the defining features is that parametricism implies that all elements of the design become parametrically variable and mutually adaptive. Okay? According to Schumacher, Parametricism is an antibiosis or a self-referential system in which all elements are interlinked and an outside influence that changes one alters all the others. It is more of a concept than an actual architecture style. Okay, we'll come back to this later because this is a little hard to explain or for you guys to understand. Okay, it just means that in short, if I say, okay, see, all elements of the design are parametrically variable and mutually adaptive, meaning if you change one form, one part of some element of the design, another all the others will change based on the first things change. Bohas architecture. Okay. What it means? The characteristics of these are plainness, straightforward simplicity, being conducive to mass production. Now, this is the one which is built where there is a high demand. Okay, so it's the one of the most basic forms of building. Not basic, but again, function over form is used, but simplicity with simplicity. Retaining the integrity of craft materials, as in materials should be used in their honest and natural form and not altered. Streamlined its aesthetics, modernity. This is an example for Bohos architectural style. Okay, simplicity, sleek lines. Okay, not very complicated. Modernity, obviously. Okay, conducive to mass production. Okay, there are many flats here, many houses here. Okay. Retaining the integrity of craft materials. This depends on the material used in the construction. Next, vernacular architecture style.